Hello, welcome to my channel, Blistering Books. Maybe we'll get onto that later. I'm new to this, so you'll have to forgive me if it's a bit sloppy. Right, I want to talk a little about street photography. Candid, if you like. Stuff you go at when you're capturing anything in public areas, unscripted, hopefully unnoticed, but not usually, and the result being you want to tell a story of the things you've seen around. Admittedly, it can be a bit tricky in the UK. They can be oversensitive about you pointing a camera anywhere. Some child wanders in the background 300 yards away, and you'll need a model release form and permission from both parents, both grandparents, and a god. France, it's a lot easier. Spain, obviously, as well. People don't seem to worry about it. What I'm showing you is shot in Brittany. We'll get round to equipment later on because I don't really think it's that important. Some people use 24mm. Some people zoom, maybe even a long prime. It's up to you. At the end of the day, it's your imagination which is creating the photos. So, let's see Brittany. Okay, easy start. Stop on the beach, see somebody wandering on, stumbling on the rocks. Simple bit of processing, just crop, see where you go from there. Next one, that's okay. Could do with brightening up. All you've got to do, bit of filter, take the seagulls out. Quite a nice picture. Then we go to this one. We read from left to right. So it makes sense that he's walking from left to right. These are just random images I've picked out. Mum putting shoe on a child. A little bit of cropping. Simple bit of lighting so they appear clearer, sharper. Oyster farmers driving by on a tractor. Not a lot to say about that. See where it goes. Now the next one, as you will see, is a bit cluttered. So, crop, clone, fiddle, and eventually you're going to get somewhere, something you're happy with. Simple story, I'm walking the kids back from the beach, from the water's edge. Obvious what I've done to it. You can say I have a weird sense of humour, which I took a photograph of a bloke with a bald head. It just needed obstacles removing, shoe, rock, just to tidy it up a bit. Now, this one, you can obviously see the lead kid's out of focus. Try and get another one with him in focus, paste the two together. Not going to say much about this, it's pretty obvious. Sometimes, if you've got a horizon, you've got to be aware what's happening to it. So you may have to crop it down, take it out, fiddle with it, make sure it's level. Nothing worse than sloping sea. Another thing you notice is people taking photographs of whatever. So here we do, we just crop him, take the rubbish off the beach, and hope it's amusing. Okay, here I took the boy out when I decided it needed cropping. Quite straightforward, nothing difficult. Well, that depends on your Photoshop skill, I suppose. You often get distracting stuff in the back of the photograph. You can either clone it out, maybe tone it down, black and white, anything like that. Right. Equipment. Trying to hide my face. This, obviously, is a long zoom. Sigma 50 to 500, because when I bought it eons ago, I was working as a professional motorsport photographer and I needed the reach. Now it gives me the reach. I can do casual shots, buildings I like when I'm wandering around, and zoom in for close-ups. It doesn't have to be street. Any public area. You get a lot of good stuff on beaches, dogs leaping into the sea, whatever. But basically, It's your choice. This is somewhat aged and worn, but it's very effective for what I want. Shot on a Canon 5D Mark III. No, this is the Mark IV. No, it isn't. It can be said it's a little soft, especially at the long end, but who's worrying? It's up to you what you do with the images. Unless you're trying to exhibit, you're not going to worry about a little bit of soft edges. At the end of the day, it's up to you how you use the images. If you want to print them, you may want a little sharpening in post-processing. I'm not that worried. I do enter competitions, so I like them to be relatively sharp, but you don't want to be spending vast sums of money if you don't have to. I'm quite happy with 90% of the results. At the end of the day, you pay your money, takes your choice. Back to the images. Well, I'll let some of them speak for themselves. Tidying, levelling, cropping, taking off lumpy bits. Again, minimalist, you like the shot. Here, I've turned him so he's looking into the picture. Reading again. Okay, some French kid sitting on a rock. Okay, zoom out. More interesting, but he didn't like the way the kid was looking away. If you're any good at Photoshop, it won't take long to chop out one kid sticking another. Straight out camera, seagull. Is the seagull flying away the wrong way, I ask myself. Well, turn him round. Perhaps you didn't like the seagull. Different one. Takes practice, but you'll get there in the end. Or you can always ask me, of course. Does it look better without the seagull? It's all about personal taste. You're telling a story. What's he looking at? Is he close enough? Should I turn him around facing the other way? At the end of the day, I say, personal choice. Interaction is always good between subjects. A little bit with the photographer if possible. Here, closer, they look more involved, even though the kid does seem to be strolling away from his granddad. You can do a lot fiddling, bringing in other images. Like this one, you wonder what she's taken a photograph of. Well, you don't have to know. But then again, introduce something. I know it looks a bit forced, but I didn't spend a lot of time on it. Study, look for flaws, if necessary, crop, tidy up. I won't talk about things like rule of thirds, we won't go there. Okay, somebody sitting on the beach, staring at the horizon. Interesting. Do another one, close in, even more interesting. Tattoos. Looks a bit better, a bit more interesting. As for rock huggers, well, fiddle, there's a car in the background, there's a bike there. They could do with removing clone. Every photograph can be improved in some little way. Well, guess what you do with this one? Oh, he's looking into the picture again. You don't have to do any of these edits, it's up to you. I'm just sticking on a few examples so you can see. Does it improve the photograph in any way? Is it better without the bits you clone out? Don't throw away the original, and you can go back to it. Framing. Do I need the wall? Comes and goes. Ask a judge, he'll tell you 20 different things. Sometimes it's just a simple little crop. Move a fishing rod. You don't have to do it. Doesn't hurt. Can't be many. I can tell from the images I'm heading back towards Dieppe. Okay. Just closing on the subject. Everybody's taking photographs everywhere. You want to be looking into photograph, crop the back off, we're there. Now, I think we'll come into a last couple of images. It's not voyeurism, it's art. Finally, you get a picture, needs a little bit of fiddling, got to level the pavement behind him. Looks odd if you don't. When you've done that, you think, what else can I do? I need a story. How fast is he moving? Now you know. Well, we assume you can guess. Right, I hope you enjoyed that. I looked through it basically and thought, oh, what a load of rubbish. But hopefully I will improve. I realised that half the time I was looking just to one side because I was looking at the monitor screen to make sure I didn't look too stupid, basically. Right, as a rather, these days, probably unknown voice was heard to say on the radio, I'll soon get the hang of that. The sound, I admit, was a bit iffy. I couldn't get the mic to work on the laptop. We'll have to sort that problem out before I do too much. I think I was using the wrong jack or something. I don't know, didn't quite fit. I'm still looking at the screen, not the camera. Now, a word from my sponsor, Blistering Books. Well, that's me, actually. I write a lot of fiction. www.blisteringbooks.co.uk. Written far too much, nobody ever reads it. Never mind, perhaps you'll have a glance. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe even. I'll be happy either way. Hopefully I can only get better, but we'll see where it goes from there. Any queries about this? Stick something in the messages. I'll get there in the end. I'm hoping to do more interactive. I'm not sponsored by any of these people, so I haven't got nice shiny gear. Any stuff I probably bought recently is going to be second hand. But I have been doing photography professionally since I was far too young. And I've got an amount of talent, I suppose. Okay. We'll see what happens after this. Subscribe, smile, enjoy it.